The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time in May. It is my first show of May. What a year it's been, 2024, and we have another Zoom show tonight with another incredible musical guest. But unlike some of the recent ones we've done where we've gone to, different parts of the country, mostly south of here, like Nashville or north of South Carolina, today we're staying in New England. We're going to Worcester, Massachusetts, our western neighbor in Massachusetts. But before we get to her with this lovely lady, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have some new ones. We have Stinky Monkey Tattoos in Kingston. We have Slow Down Clothing, also in Kingston. We have Carver Jewelers, Ronald R. and Lele Delano Goldsmiths in Carver on Route 58. We have Harper Lane Brewery in Middleborough. They're a new one. We have Hairway to Heaven Family Hair Salon in Norwell. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have Good Old Dave's Automotive in Hanson on Route 58. We have Crazy Axe's Rec Center in Hanover. We have Pal's Driving School in Middleborough setting up classes for July and August. Check that website. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, the Second Amendment Freedom Store, well known for customer service, pricing, and selection. We have the Auto Shop with Master Mechanic Ed Rooney in Hanover. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have DNF's Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington on Route 58. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Personal Best Karate in Southeastern. We have Lynch's Towing, Auto, Cycle, and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. Mike Pal Lynchy there in Brockton is always looking for new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Hanover House of Pizza in Hanover. We have Boombox in Middleborough. We have Johnny Macaroni's Restaurants, 3 locations, 2 in East Bridgewater, 1 in Halifax. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have the Barber Shop in Whitman on Route 27 past the center. Debbie does a great job in that little building there. We have Doggy Boutique, all beat professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Eastern Fitness in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Joe's Diner in Taunton. And we have Haven Psychiatric Services right here in the building at 50 Oliver Street in Northeastern. I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Molly Jane Gain, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm trying to. Were you referred to me by Caden Gordon, or did you find me in a different way? I'm just trying to figure it out. I think it's great because it's so nice to have somebody local, which you are really. Even though you're 60 miles from here, it's still local compared to some of the other.
I don't remember who it was. I know it was through a Facebook post. I was asking about podcasts and
Okay, and you found the best
radio
one of all, and
shows.
here we are.
All right.
All right. Okay, well, and about halfway through the show, we're going to watch a little video, a music video. And you are an original singer-songwriter, correct?
That's correct.
Oh, it's great. Are you in a band, or are you just soloing it?
I'm sort of solo right now. I do have my boyfriend, Joe Anderson, and a very good friend of mine, Craig Morin, will be playing with me this
Okay.
year, and also on the record.
Okay, all right. So it's sort of like your backups,
Yeah.
backup vocalists. Okay. All right, well, what I do with every guest is I try to profile them and find out what they were like as kids and how they got into, what they're doing now. So tell me about you. Did you grow up in Worcester?
Born and raised, yep.
Okay. I have some friends, I have some people that have come from Worcester that have been on my show. I'm wondering if you know Tanner, Tan Man, he's the rapper.
I do know Tanner.
Do you know this girl named Jade?
Jade.
Anderson. She's a Worcester person. She did my show right here. She came and did it a couple of years ago.
I don't know if I'm familiar with Jade.
Okay, she's friends with Tanner. And what about, there's a girl named Amber out there. Do you know anyone by that name?
Amber, Pomerino?
No, that's not the same one. All right, you'd know. She wears like a lip ring. I mean, I'm just curious because I haven't talked to anyone in Worcester for a while. I'm just trying to see if the world is as small as I think it is. If not, then we'll just proceed with the interview. That's fine. Her last name is Bluen, but you probably don't know. She's not from Worcester originally. She's not. She's from here. All right. Well, if you say hi to them, if you ever see them, if you ever meet them, definitely say hi to Tanner because he was one of the best guests I ever had, and he was quite a
Oh
talent.
yeah,
And his friend
he's a good
Wilkos too, 'cause they appeared together at
he's
one
a
of my
good
other
guy.
locations. But tell me about yourself. So you grew up in Worcester, and when did you start playing music?
I started when I was 15 years old and played my first show at 16.
Okay, so you were in high school.
Yep.
You don't look much past that now. You only look like you're in your 20s.
I got all right genes. I got all right genes.
You what?
I got good genes.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay. Did
I'm
you?
32 now.
Are you? Wow, amazing. Okay. That's the same age as some of those people I've mentioned. Interesting. That's interesting that you don't know them. Okay. Well, did you, now, I don't even sure, what high schools are in Worcester? Sacred Heart or something? Holy, I
I
know
went
Holy
to
Cross is not, that's a college, but is there a
I
Worcester
went
high
to
school?
Doherty.
What's
Yep.
that?
I went to Doherty High School.
Okay, because I think, I never heard of Worcester High School. I guess there's a few of them, right?
I've never heard of Worcester High School.
There you go. So that shows that's true. There's no Worcester High School. There's just a few other. What does your shirt say there? I can see the top of it.
It's the Black Crows.
Oh, the Black Crowes, great band. Okay, so I assume you're a fan.
Yeah, I just went to see them for the first time last weekend in Boston.
Okay, well they've been around a while. I remember them in the '90s,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
around the time you were born.
I know that like the rhythm section, I guess, are different players. They had broken up. But yeah, uh, they're still playing out.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So were you in a band? Were you at school? Were you in a band? Did you play solo? Were you in talent shows or kind of those kind of things?
I wasn't in a band. I was solo for the majority of my career up until 3 or 4
Okay.
years ago, and then went back to going solo.
Okay. Did you go to college at all?
No,
You didn't. Okay. Did you go to any kind of musical school aside from high school?
I got into Berkeley's summer program, but there was a miscommunication
Okay.
between me and admissions. Like, 1,000 students out of 70 countries get accepted, and I got accepted and then didn't have enough money to go.
Oh yeah,
So,
money is important. I understand. Okay,
yeah.
but you made the most of it. You still, did you ever take personal lessons with just personal private lessons with anybody?
Um, Not by a professional. My sophomore history teacher had come in with his
Okay,
guitar one day, and I asked him if I got a guitar for Christmas, if he would teach me, and he said, yeah, and I got a guitar, and was teaching me, the simple stuff, Iron Man,
cool.
and then introduced me to Dave Matthews music. He's my all-time favorite, biggest inspiration.
Okay,
And I just kind of took it from there and started teaching myself some stuff and
sweet. Okay,
started doing it.
and now okay, and so if you're 32 now, you mentioned that, and you've been doing music more than half your life. If you've been doing it since you were 15.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So whereabouts have you performed? I mean, have you like you go to clubs and bars in the neighborhood, or have you gone further than that? You tell me.
Yeah. So I've done Mechanics Hall in Worcester,
Okay,
Polar Park, which is the new um minor league baseball field where, like, if like the Red Sox, if one of them get
it
injured,
used to be Pawtucket Red Sox, now the Worcester Tornadoes or something, or the Worcester Red Sox.
we're the Woo Sox now.
Oh, the Roof Sox. Okay, I wasn't sure what they were called. Okay, wow. So you go out. That's awesome. Okay, so you get a lot. You get some outdoor venues. Have you ever been on the radio or been on anybody's podcast before, or gotten any media coverage of any kind?
So Serenity Jones on Unity Radio in Worcester. I just did her show last
Okay,
week. I did a podcast with John Bonner,
okay,
who is another local musician around Worcester. Um, did his podcast. So I don't have many under my belt, so I'm
Oh, okay. I understand.
excited to get that started.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. You get. I mean, right now you're cruising. You're in cruise control, and you're moving your career forward, which is exactly what you want to do.
Exactly.
Do you do anything else? Like, do you write? I mean, do you do any like? If do you model, you're a pretty girl. Have you ever done that or anything like that? Have you ever done? Have you ever done any acting? Because a lot of the people I have on my show have done other things besides what I interview them for, and we find that out, and it's always fascinating. So, have you or anything like that?
I've wanted to get into acting for a very long time,
Okay.
but haven't had any opportunities to do so. But some of the music videos that I'm going to be coming up with soon, I'll be making my own opportunities to do it. So
That's right. That's
looking forward to doing that.
that's the way to do it. You got to make your own breaks, because that's what I would have said. I would have said, and I'm going to say, is that if it's something that you want to do, then don't open. There are doors that you get to open that you have, but you have to be assertive, and you have to go out there and of course you have to budget your time. You have to know what your priorities are too. Whatever you want to do, what you're doing in music you may prioritize over other things. But of course, if you got to keep your eyes open for like join casting companies. There's plenty of them online, like CP Casting, Boston Casting. CP Casting is kind of west of Boston. I believe it's in the town of Orange, Mass. I went out there about 6-7 years ago to check it out. And if you make like a resume, you might get and email it around. You might get calls for stuff. That's the way I would go about it, because I've had people on my show that have done acting and have done filmmaking, and some of them have actually given me extra roles in their projects for having me on the show. So
That's really cool.
Oh, it is cool. Yeah, that's what networking is all about. That's what you want to do. Okay. All right. So where are you currently playing your music now?
So next Monday I'll be at Vincent's in Worcester for their writers round.
Okay.
If you don't know Vincent's, they're famous for their meatball subs.
Okay.
They it's a really cool artsy bar in Worcester.
Oh.
All different kinds of music, mostly like folk, things like that. And so I got asked to do their writers round next week, and I have some new songs, so I said yeah.
Sweet. And on that note, we're about halfway through the show, and we're going to watch a little video of Molly Jane Gain, and we're going to come back and discuss it. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I
Molly Jane, that was awesome. What did we just watch? Tell me about it.
So Beautiful Nothing is a song about realizing you love somebody and thinking that it might not work out, but you just want the best for that person. You want them to be happy no matter what.
Oh wow, okay. That's not an easy road to hoe. I know, I've been there.
Yeah, unrequited love is a common theme in my music. So I don't know
Oh,
why, it just is.
well, of course it is. That's life. I got to ask, how did you? I mean, your given name isn't Molly Jane Gain, is it? And if it is, that's wonderful. But if it's not, how did you come up with the name Molly Jane Gain?
No, that was the name I was given.
Really?
It
That's
worked
your
out
real? That's your
great.
given name? Really?
Yeah.
That's your parents? Oh, that's swell. And that hyphen there, okay. I remember this morning I texted you and I forgot the hyphen, and I felt like a sap for doing that.
No, don't worry about it.
I appreciate that. I'm thinking, oh man, I hope she's not pissed that I missed the hyphen and she's not going to do
No,
this.
no, no.
Okay, all right, but we definitely make sure we get it in the graphics, and that's, believe me, I'm very in tune with the graphics of the shows, especially getting the guest names spelled right and all that. Okay, that's swell. Are you in a musical family? Do you have brothers and sisters that perform? Your parents? What about them?
Nope.
Any cousins?
I'm the
Anything
only
like
one.
that? Okay, well, they do support you though, right? They're very happy that you're in doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I've been lucky in that sense where, you know, if I had any crazy ideas to do anything, you know, my mom especially,
Yep.
go for it. Do it.
That, that's awesome. Okay. How many, you have siblings or are you an only child?
I have a older brother, an older sister, and a younger brother, so I'm right in the middle.
Okay, you're the youngest.
Second,
Second, I'm sorry.
um,
Okay, I wasn't. I'm gotta listen carefully. All
that's
right,
okay.
and none of them play music at all.
Nope.
Okay, all right. So when it comes to songwriting, do you spend, do you let the mood hit you, or do you set aside a time to do it, to write, and just try to think of ideas to write songs about, or do you do both those things?
Most of the time, it hits me before I have any time to even think about sitting down to write.
Okay,
Um, and it could be at any point. It could be while I'm sleeping. I'll dream of a melody or lyrics and I'll wake up, write them down, or record it really quickly just so I don't forget it. Um, or most of the time it happens when I'm driving,
oh
which is
wow, okay.
also an inopportune time for inspiration to strike.
There's no inopportune time. You just have to utilize it safely. If you're driving, you don't. If you're driving, don't text the lyrics to a new song until you stop over and you're off the road. You
No,
just
I have a recording app on my phone. I think most people do. I'll hit that really quickly and hum along to whatever
oh
ideas coming
okay.
into my head or
Oh, okay, so basically you can actually record a song while you're driving and still do it hands free, right?
yeah,
Except for hitting for the split second it takes you to hit the app, it's not gonna cause a problem, right? Most
right.
likely. Okay. Unlike the person who had that accident that you were stuck behind today, who might have actually been texting a song too and thinking I can do it for 10 seconds and nothing's gonna happen, and next thing you know you're stuck on the pike in a gridlock situation, which
Yeah.
is obviously unpleasant. Okay. All right. So as far as like, what do you use for a studio? Is that, now I see you got a guitar behind you. Is that a studio? Is that at your house? Or do you have a studio at your house, or is it somewhere else?
So I have I just use like for reference tracks that I take to the studio. I have an interface and then I have GarageBand. I have a pretty decent microphone,
O-
and so I'll record something really quickly, and then when I'm ready to go to the studio, I'll bring it.
Okay.
Um, and whether I add different ideas to it or just copy it note for note, um, I'll go to a studio. Right now, I'm recording at the Bridge in Cambridge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um,
Is that okay? Is that a studio? The
it's
Bridge in Cambridge?
Yep, the Bridge Sound and Stage in Cambridge. Yep.
Okay. Now, do you work? Do you perform? Do you like utilize more than one studio, or was that? I mean, are there other ones too that you use besides the one in Cambridge?
This is the first professional studio that I've worked at.
Okay.
But I think going forward, like for newer projects, I'd like to explore, you know, what whether it be Boston, Rhode Island, explore some other studios, see what it's like.
Okay. What now? How would you classify your genre of music? Is it pop, rock, alternative? What do you say?
I've had a lot of trouble actually identifying um
Sometimes that's a good thing though, because if you have trouble identifying it, then it challenges people to want to make their own decisions about it, and that's good. If it sounds good, that's all that matters. But
yeah,
everybody seems to want to talk. Everybody wants to say, okay, I'm this, I'm that. So I'm just curious if you don't have a defined style of music, that's cool. But I'm just checking to see what you say about it. If you say if it's hard to define it, that's probably great. That's a great thing. It's just something that
yeah,
sounds good. That's all that matters.
it's like the easiest or quickest way I'd describe it is singer-songwriter acoustic.
Yep. Okay. So yeah.
Um
Now that's an acoustic guitar behind you, right? That I'm looking at.
that's an electric. That's actually my nephew's I had gotten for him and
Oh, okay. You didn't
didn't
say.
stick
Oh,
with
your
it,
nephew's
so
a
I took
musician
it.
too. How old is your nephew?
He's 14, I think, but yeah, he didn't stick with it. That's why it's at my house now.
Okay, so that's your house you're sitting in, right? Because you said
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Because I mean, to me, it looks like a studio. So,
Nope, I wish it was.
well,
I
it's
would
okay.
definitely live in a studio if I could.
Now, I know you said you played solo in school, but were there any other classmates of yours that you know that were like that were part of your team somehow when you were in school? For in any capacity to help you move your music along.
Um,
Any teachers that inspired you? Sometimes students in school that do well have teachers that stand behind them 100% and encourage them to work harder than other people because they feel you have an opportunity to really make something of it. Did you have anybody like that? Anyone who started mentoring you there at school all those years ago?
yeah, my sophomore history teacher
Okay,
taught me, like I said earlier, just a few things and was always very supportive of me and as well as and who I'm still friends with today, Jesse
cool.
Garcia, who was my freshman history teacher.
Okay,
Um, we still, do shows together, jam. Um, so me and him are very close and we support each other with each other's shows. He's gonna be in the studio with me on Sunday. So yeah, he's definitely a mentor, someone I look up to,
okay.
and who's been an important role in my music career.
That's awesome. Okay. Now, how many gigs, like, say you get like gigs every week now? I mean, are you that busy with it?
So I took um, a little bit of a break.
Okay. I guess we all need a break at some point.
So I did close to 200 shows
Wow.
the year before, and then a little less last year, but it was still a lot, and I needed a breather, you
Of
know.
course. Boy,
It
I
took
don't think I've
time
done
to
300 shows in a year, but if I did, then I'd need a breather too. I get it.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
And
yeah, but it's fun though. You love it. But
yeah,
but
yeah,
you can't burn out though. You don't want that to happen, obviously.
that's right. And I wanted to put my energy into this EP that I'm coming out with this year.
Okay. Oh, you want to talk a little about that without giving too much away?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
It's called Watch the World End Part 2. It's a sequel to the first EP that I put out, Watch the World End.
Okay.
um it's gonna have about 5 songs on it,
Okay.
and I'm aiming for this fall for it to be out.
Okay, great. That's perfect. So obviously, and that way you don't have to you're not going to have to rush. There's plenty of time, but
That's right.
you can just and any changes you need to make, you can make them. If we wake up one morning and you say, I didn't like the way that little bit came out yesterday, I'm changing it today. You spend the whole day, You give yourself, yeah, you give yourself a big buffer zone of time so that you don't have to feel like you have to rush against the deadline. You don't have to rush on a deadline because you don't work for anybody. You do it for yourself, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's incredible. Okay, that's great. Okay, so how long are you proficient in like video editing as well for your music? Like making doing the behind the scenes stuff as well. Like if you for the videos.
No, but I have close friends that
That would have been my next
do
question.
that.
You have other people do it for you, which is great. Obviously, they obviously believe in you enough and and support you enough to do it, and that's incredible.
Yeah.
So are you aside from the music studios, and that having been said, are you affiliated with any video production studios as well? To deal
No.
with making
I
okay.
mean,
It can be
if
done in people's homes too, obviously.
yeah, yep. So right now I'm working with Anthony Biscaglia. He's
Okay,
another musician in the area. Um, as well as Paul Roche
okay,
at Sweet Factory East Mill Studios in Millbury.
okay. Which right next door.
So he's been doing videography, photography for years now, and
Okay,
has been on tour with artists, doing behind the scenes stuff with them, shooting videos while they're performing. So I'm working with him now.
great. Okay. All right. So obviously, and these people, they have plenty of time for you, and I guess as I know how it is with people that are in my team, I couldn't do what I do without them, and you obviously feel the same way about the people on your team.
Yeah, and I try to keep working with the same people rather than
Finding new
going.
people.
Yeah, I try to have and not really label it as a team because I don't want to label anything or make people feel like they're obligated to
Oh, I
work with
understand.
me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, you want it to be. Yeah, I mean that's it. You keep it loose, just like the genre of your music. You don't label that, and you don't label the people that are behind that are with you.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah,
grateful for both, and
absolutely.
and on that note, we're under 5 minutes. I hope you enjoyed talking to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's been a good time.
Yeah, thank you. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is give a few shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Just condense them, and then we'll end the show with my snap and the way we began it. So go ahead. And I know I'm sure the people you just named are already aware that you appreciate them. So if there's anyone else you want to name, that's fine too. That's up to you.
There's of course my boyfriend Joe,
Cool.
Craig Morin, Danny Morin, Jesse Garcia, Austin Magnet. I know I'm going to forget a few, but those are right there at my top right now.
Okay. Now, if you had a good time with me, what I'd like you to do is you have my number. Give my number if you think anyone else might be a great guest on my show. Pass my number around. I have an open book. Have them contact me by text or call. We'll get them on the show either in person or by Zoom, whatever. I prefer the in-person interview, but Zoom will work, as you can see, as it is at this moment, and that'll be great.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Thank you so much.
Now, before we wrap it up, is there anything coming up on the horizon? I know you got that EP coming that you're shooting for the fall, but is there anything else coming up that you want to mention that you might have overlooked? I just want to make sure we cover everything.
If there's any shows or any updates you want to keep up to date on, you can find everything on my website, mollyjanegain.com.
Okay, and that's with a hyphen, right?
Nope, no hyphen in the website.
Oh, there isn't. I'm glad you told me because I'm glad I asked because somebody might add the hyphen when they see your name in the graphics and then it won't come up, and that would be silly, obviously. All right. I have one last favor to ask. We're going to wrap the show up in a minute. Would you stick around and let my tech guy take a pic for Facebook, and I'll take a pic for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it, and you can tag me as well if you want. Would you be willing to do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, folks. We're wrapping up another great episode of Topic Time. See you in coming shows. Will be plenty of them coming and rolling on and snapping out. You can snap along too if you want.